Okay, you can hear me. Okay, perfect. That's good. We good. I'm right here. I'm right here. Come on in, everybody. Okay, I can hear you. What's up, Wayne? What's up? Okay, let's start right back up where we was at now. Again, before it was cut off, I received a phone call from Tyler's mother while I was playing basketball overseas. And she did, in fact, tell me she was pregnant. Now, I can't do nothing but keep it real with you. I'm thinking to myself, I'm over here playing basketball. All of a sudden, I get a call out of the blue a month later of somebody telling me they're pregnant and this and that. This got to be a game. It's got to be a game. So, again, I totally ignored it while I was overseas. 9/11 ended up happening and flights had got canceled. I was still overseas and I hadn't had a chance to get back to the United States yet, not knowing all through this time here I'd already been served for child support. I get back in the States, that's when I found out that I'm on child support. Now, this is where the real hell breaks through right here because now you got to understand I'm married. Okay. Yeah. I know a lot of you ladies shaking your head. Yeah. Trust me, God didn't put me through everything I was supposed to be doing, put through from being unfaithful. Serving it right now. Serving it now. Serving it now. So we make a long story short. I get served for child support. We end up down at the ORG's office and they set up a scheduled thing for us to take a paternity test. So when my paternity test was set, I didn't have a chance to go through because what I ended up doing was going back overseas playing basketball. When I came back to the States, I had a default. I don't know if you guys know what a default is here. I try to explain it to you. What a default letter is they said they serve you and you don't show up. So what my default was to paternity. So again, what that means when you default in paternity, state automatically will say that you're the father and automatically start deducting child support payments and that. That's what ended up happening to me. That's how this started here. So now we'll clear up some things that I know a lot of you, may want to know. I've never signed the birth certificate, never had a chance to sign a birth certificate. No, we've never met in his entire life. No, I wasn't a parent that ran off and now trying to get back into his life. None of these situations here. It was just a situation where I was married and wasn't allowed to actually co-parent with his mother for whatever reason, I don't know. So this is where the issue really comes back in dealing with the child support system. And I know a lot of people, when I first posted this, a lot of people say, well, you know, if you got custody, you can go and see and you can have rights. Nah, you don't even have, you can forget that. You know, anybody can tell you that. Anybody that's been on child support, anybody that's on child support will tell you parent alienation is the truth. And the child support system will bag that. This is not a child support issue. Again, I have no issue of paying child support. I'm currently paying right now for Mr. Woodrow Jones. And it's no issue. But the thing is, it takes 22 years for me to find out that all Tyler's life, he been thinking that his biological dad was another man. And I'm over here thinking that my son in my life for whatever reason. And what's crazy about that is I don't find this information out until Tyler is drafted with the Dallas Cowboys. That's the crazy thing about it. All the information that I found out was after my son got drafted by Dallas. And do you know how hurtful that is to look up that your son's biological daddy is another man? Let me tell you how hurtful that is. I'll explain to you right now. I was incarcerated twice behind this issue. Spent over a year in jail fighting my rights in child support court because I believe no father or no mother that's willingly able and want to be there should put through anything like this. Why is there a system in place for a willing parent? I will never understand. And why is incarceration an option in child support? It makes no sense. But yes, I was incarcerated twice for 6 months at a time for Tyler over, I guess, being uneducated in the child support system. I never knew you could get locked up for child support. I never knew that your wages and bank accounts could get frozen without any kind of proper um, uh, what is the word? Because I don't even want to get into, just the politics behind it of knowing and how powerful this system is. But the system is so powerful that it allows the mother to have freedom like you never seen before in your life. I'm talking about freedom like you never seen before in your life, because it'll prove right there. As you go and Google right now, like I just said, if you Google Tyler Smith from the Dallas Cowboys, who his biological father is, it's no way in the world that you should not see my name. You know. And again, this is not anything over here to bash anybody. I'm just trying to straight see and get everything straight, because this right here are child support payments that went to Tyler going back to 2006 up into 2025. Right here, right here. But as we read and look, that his biological dad is a Woodrow Jones and no information found. I'm just sitting there trying to think to myself, this is the craziest thing in the world. How can any mother, this is what the problem is, or father, keep a child away from a parent? And it's not a dangerous situation. I mean, explain it to me. Explain it to me. Why would a parent do that? Why? But again, let me tell you how good God is. None of this would be relevant if Tyler wouldn't be playing for the Dallas Cowboys. It'll just be another child support situation where the mother won, where the son never knew his father. And nobody cares. Because you know why? It's so many people that's against fathers that this information will never be heard. How in the world can you have this is what just kills me. How in the world can you have a child that popular, that famous, and there's no information on his parents? That's a disgrace right there. That's a disgrace. Women don't do that. Women do not do that. And that's what the issue is. Well, I'll say this here, Michelle. This is the reason why I haven't reached out to him yet. That's because he don't know me. So now you got to look at a grown man going up to another grown man to tell him he's his dad when it's already on paperwork that his dad is another man, when his mom has never acknowledged that I'm his dad. So that part alone right there, what makes that situation different. It's just like me just popping up out of the blue and said, hey, I'm your dad, and I've been here all this time, and I mean, it looks like a stalker, probably like a deranged fan or something like that. So that's been, the majority of the reason why I haven't just reached out to him, because that's only a connection that a mom could do. Only a connection that a mom could do, especially if a son doesn't even know my name, never even seen me before. I've always lived in Fort Worth, Texas. You got to understand, there's no way in the world that if Tyler knew who I was, he wouldn't have said nothing. You got to understand. We got to start listening to the kids. That's what I want to hear. What Tyler got to say. That's what I want to hear. What Tyler got to say. That's what's going to be important. Because I can tell you what a stand-up dad do. This is what a stand-up dad do. For the last 3 years, I've continued to pay child support, knowing that for the last 24 years, I've never been acknowledged as a parent. I've never been on school records. I've never been on a birth certificate. I've exercised my right in child support court several times over the years. But stories like that are not listened to in child support court. We know that. We know that's a broken system. That system been broke. You could never beat that system. Any system that can lock a man or a woman up for payment or for contract of that's a broke system. And that's why we at this point right now. We should never be at a point where children don't have the right to know who their father is. Let me say this here. This is how tough the child support system is. And this is how they block you from a family. A child could be involved in any kind of court trial, murder, rape, some of the most vicious crimes. You can have a child there to testify, and they will testify. But why don't they bring a child in child support court? The most important person that you would want to hear from, why are children not allowed in child support court so you can hear the story? I know why. I know why. Because this system is broke. It is broke. I'm so hurt to have to come to the internet this way. Let me tell you what brought me to the internet. You think I just came here to talk to y'all? I don't put my business on the internet. I've been broken, license suspended, bank accounts frozen. You just don't understand. You don't understand. I got other children. You know how that affect my other children? To let a person destroy me like that has never acknowledged me. I could see. I can see. Let's just be realistic. I can see if it was one time that they reached out to me from age birth to now and I said no, or I was late or did not show up, still doesn't give them the right to say I'm not the dad, but I can see. Never. We never had any altercation. We never had any bad vibe. I don't understand what it was. The only thing that I know is when I returned back from overseas, she had two sons now. I think Tyler is 24 and her youngest son is 23. And it was just like she disappeared until 2015 when she reappeared. And 2015 was one of the saddest days of my life. I was in Mansfield, Texas, watching my youngest son, Caleb Holloway, playing football at Summer Creek Middle School. When a gentleman came up to me and asked me who I was, I said, I'm Dale Holloway. This guy said that, hey, we have a warrant for your arrest at my son's middle school football game, Summer Creek. I had no idea Tyler's younger brother went to Summer Creek too. And his mother saw me at the game and knew I missed court and was in contempt and had me arrested in front of my entire family. But you don't know who his daddy is? How can you not know who his daddy is? I cannot understand that. Do you mean to tell me you can have me arrested at a football game? You can have me arrested on stage at my comedy show? You can have pictures taken of me all around driving expensive cars, but you don't know who his dad is. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. But now I come to the picture 24 years later, and everybody say, why so long? I could have said this a long time ago. Do you think if I was trying to get any money when Tyler got drafted, we got drafted? That's my son. I could have said anything that I wanted to say. I could go to any news. I could go to any media outlet to spread bad news. No. You know what I did as a father? I shut my mouth. And for 3 years, I paid child support for Woodrow. You know how sad that is? All these years growing up thinking it was me and not knowing that all this time I was played in a game. You know how hurt my feelings is right now that I'm $58,000 in arrearages right now for Woodrow. $58,000 in arrearages for Woodrow. But I'm supposed to stay quiet. Why would I stay quiet? I've always been there. I've never ever not been there. You've seen me over the last 24 years several times. How can you not know me? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Most hurtful thing I ever went to, I was just, this is last year. I've been working on this for a long time and secretly trying to go to people that I thought that would be beneficial. I went to his agent, not his current agent, his old agent, which he fired. I'm glad he fired. I went to his agent to secretly just, I'm a father, man. Let me talk to you. I don't want to put this information out there. If I talk to you about this, then maybe we can. I'm talking about one of the most important people that should be next to him, Mr. Jody. I went to him. You know what that man told me? Why now? Why now? Not even hearing the story because everybody think it's about money. But if I had called Mr. Jody and Tyler was in prison and I told him I'm Dale, his dad, and I don't know him and I ain't seen him, but I'm his dad and I'm trying to get out of his life, I'd have been praised all over the world. Why would I be praised if he's in prison, but I want something that he's in the NFL? I want nothing monetary. That's my son. Have you ever spent a year in jail for a child you never seen before in your life? Have you ever spent a year in jail for a child you never seen in your life? Man, this woman is eating me up. I don't want y'all to find me in a ditch somewhere depressed because I got $80,000 in arrears just paying for a child that's mine. But it's documented that his dad is another man. You ain't heard me badmouth his mom. You ain't heard me badmouth anybody. I'm just trying to say we in a broken system. We in a broken system. Now we got a kid. It's a great kid that's growing up thinking he never had a dad that loved him. And this is what I really don't understand. I hope y'all still read. How could you be a single mother? A single mother and name the wrong person as the father. I can see what everybody might think. Maybe Woodrow was the guy that raised. No, single mother. Woodrow wasn't even the guy to raise him, but was named as the biological father. And this is in 2022. Like I said, this is nothing new. I didn't just find this out. We've been in this battle since 2002. I mean, the paperwork is right here. You can look at. I've posted this paperwork, and the reason why I posted the child support paperwork online is because I can't even tell you, man. I can't even tell you how hurt I am to watch my son out there and to be so proud of him to not even be able to enjoy it. You would never understand that. None of you would understand that. None of you. But yet, you want to know what kind of parent I am. No, I never got the paternity test established because I'm one of those stand-up guys. And if I feel like that I did something, I'm gonna take care of it. So why would you go through that? I'm trying to work my marriage out. I knew that I slept with his mom. I accepted responsibility. Why would I bring the hurt on? I was ready to stand up. You know how hard it was for my wife to accept that? My ex-wife to accept that? Very, very hard living through that. But I kept it quiet. I kept it quiet all this time. And again, I'm still not badgering anybody. I just want y'all to know it's fathers out there, it's mothers out there. You haven't heard me badmouth a woman in my life. I just told y'all I got so much support from women in this, you would not believe it. Matter of fact, I haven't got anything negative because the people know me. I'm not struggling. I'm not broke. Again, you want to know what type of father I am? I'm a single father of a son right now that's a junior in college. Lost his mom to breast cancer in 2019. Again, did you hear me say he's a junior in college? No kids, no criminal history. One of the best young men I've ever known in my life, Caleb Holloway. Again, his mom died at 15. I've solo raised him since 15. He's a stand-up guy. So if you think I'm a bad guy or a deadbeat dad, you need to do your homework. Proud to say, proud to say, unbelievable, unbelievable. But yet, I have to look at my son from a distance to see the pain in his eye to know that he never had a father before. How can you put somebody through that? How? Again, I'm not bashing anybody at all, anybody at all. But they have been wearing me out. And it's time. My son Caleb, man, I tell you right now, I've never seen nobody that strong. I'm going back and forth the story. I mean, I'm just telling you a story of a hurt dad. My son Caleb lost his mom at 15 of breast cancer. One of the most wonderful mothers I've ever seen in my life. Worked to her very last day to make sure her kids had everything. You know her. Great mother, great son. Caleb's mother left him an insurance policy of a couple of $100,000. Do you think he's seen any of that money? No, none of it. None of that money. Had a grandmother, a loving grandmother, which I wouldn't call any names because not into calling any names. Went behind two sons' backs with the help of a funeral home and took everything their mother left them, every dime, and haven't seen them kids in 6 years. What kind of fight do you think I got in? I got a son over here in the NFL that I'm $80,000 behind. I got a son right now that's in college that I'm living with, lost his mama at 15, that I'm trying to raise. That grandmother took everything from him, but a telephone and some ashes. Let's get into it. I just told you, better get your towel. You better get your towel because everything that I say right now is real. My kids on this line, my kids know. If you don't think I got their permission to do this, I would have never done it if I got their permission. You know what my son Caleb told me? Man, he is a gentleman. I almost knocked a tear out of my eye. He just said, Daddy, be respectful. It's the only thing that he said, be respectful. How can you do a kid like that? How can you go down to the Social Security Administration and say you got custody of my son that's at home with me and take that paperwork and go and take that child's insurance money that his mama left him, and you think that I'm not going to say nothing? Oh, Lord have mercy. This is 6 years later. You think I'm not going to say nothing? Everybody know I'm telling the truth. 6 years later, do I need to call the mortuary king at Tree of Life? Do I need to call Andrew at Tree of Life? Andrew was disgusted when I took my son in there to find out that you lied about his mom insurance policy and said she never had one. But yet I'm still battling with Tyler. I'm still battling Tyler. But I still got my issues with Caleb. You don't even understand. But this is 6 years later, how a father make things go and carry that burden. How can you take what a woman left for her children? EECU, what is the T called? Trinity, Metro, or whatever. My son went to your HR department and asked about his mom insurance policy. At the time, they had a lady in office named Christine in HR. You told my son to leave that office or you would call the police because he was checking on his mother's insurance policy, because his grandmother came in there and said that he was on drugs and trying to steal some money. How can he try to steal some money that his mama left him that? They mama left him there. I got 2 battles going on now, y'all. Boy, this world is wild. Somebody get Andrew in here. Andrew will tell you it's important how you bury your loved ones dealing with their insurance information, because it can get stolen. It definitely can get stolen. It can go to the wrong place. How in the world what made you think you can go down to the Social Security department and lie? Like, don't you know you'll go to prison for that? You took that paperwork from Social Security and took it to that insurance company when you never should have been on it. You never even should have been on Kim's death certificate. Caston, her oldest son, should have been there as the informant. And it even gets worse. Kim was married. Why wasn't her husband at the funeral? Why did you take over her funeral? Why did you make these arrangements? And boy, it's a problem going on with this. Somebody need to give me the number to the funeral board, because when we look at that funeral record, how are you going to have a mother and an auntie off in a death record? There go Andrew, get him on there. A mother and an auntie on a death record and not have her oldest son, 27 years old, and a husband. Something funny. Something going on. Andrew, my son Caston called you several times to get his mother's information. He can't even get the death record changed. He didn't even get a death certificate of his mother. You and Caston went to school together. You know Caston. Why hadn't you talked to him? Why hadn't you called him back? I don't have to send the text messages to him and you that he sent you over the last couple of months, over the years of his mother's. If that's his mother, why would you keep that information from his mother? You should give him that information because you heard his grandmother on the phone. When we came down there in November, when I was burying my sister last year with y'all, you heard his grandmother say, I don't know nothing about no insurance policy. And that insurance policy has already been cashed. It was sent out to my youngest son, which was a minor, which was at my house. But nobody want to say nothing. My son can't even take the death certificate down there to even get what his mama had. I mean, nothing. The only thing in 6 years they received from their mama was some ashes and a telephone. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? But yet I'm still dealing with Tyler. Because you know what? I didn't want to say nothing about Tyler when it first came out because I was a dad over here saying if I brought that up now, what everybody gonna think? He hadn't even made the team yet. So why would I bring that up then? I waited. That's what a dad do, man. A dad wait. You don't know what a dad to do. Y'all talk, man, you don't even know what a stop calling me. I want y'all calling me now. You see, I'm on a live trying to explain something about my children. Don't call my phone. Sure. You had all this time to talk to me. I don't need you talking to me now. Don't call my phone. I'm telling you, I can't make this up. I cannot, man. My children have been affected. My children have been hurt by this, by women that's supposed to love them. Let me say this again. If I lied about any of this information that I'm saying right now, I want to be prosecuted in the highest of fine and the highest of jail time. If anything that I said on this live, man, I have been going through it. Women, you're a grandmother, you're a mother. Why would you do this to your son? Why would you do this to your grandson? I've never in my life crossed these two women. Never. We never had a bad vibe, a bad issue. Talk to the kids. These kids are here with me. Oh, I'm so proud. I am so proud. I can't make this up. You know what I feel like watching Tyler on that field every day, boy, and being so proud of you. Ain't, man, I'm gonna tell you something. Let me tell you something. I've been the most hurt and the most proud dad at the same time to watch that young man out there represent. Oh my God. Oh my God. You don't know how proud. You don't even know the feeling of proud it is. You wouldn't even know the feeling of hurt that he don't even know his father right around the corner. You don't even know the feeling that his father's always been here. You wouldn't know that feeling. That feeling is cold. But yet I'm battling a grandmother and I'm battling a mother. Single dad. You ain't heard me one time call for help. Not one time. You want to know why I'm mad? I'm still currently today, paying child support for Tyler and never met him in my life. He's never met me in my life. I've sent his mother numerous of messages. I'll put the messages off in the comments later. Begging to be in his life. The night I was telling you about that I was arrested in my son's middle school football game. Again, I never knew that Tyler's brother and my son Caleb was playing on the same middle school football team. I was arrested that night. It cost me $4,000 to bail out of jail. I had to pay 10% of the $40,000 in arrearages to get out. That night I got out was October the 2nd, 2015. It's been about 10 years ago. And I wrote Tyler's mama the longest apology note I could ever write a woman, saying how great of a mother she was, begging to be in Tyler's life, and I got no response. Documentation, how I've been a dad trying to be in a son's life. You just, what the world just don't know what a dad go through. This is 4 years later. You think I'm just waiting 4 years to say this? Do you know how many Dallas Cowboy games I want to go to for free? Come on. This ain't about no money. This is not about no money. Again, I'll pay this child support and pay it for the rest of my life. But my son will know the truth. It is no way in the world that I can even stand to live on this earth another second knowing that my son has been mistold, knowing that both my sons have been misled. And you want to know how strong a dad is? I can't make this up. Everybody know my son, Caleb. Boy, Caleb is something tough. Boy, he was so hurt when he lost his mom at 15. Man, just imagine a 15-year-old losing their mom. Imagine anybody losing their mom at any age. But I tell you, I'm so proud of this boy right here. no counseling, no hiccups, no setbacks. Graduated in 2021 from South Hills High School. I sent him to boarding school at Exeter Academy in Exeter, Massachusetts in 2021. Graduated from there. We're talking about a father that's talking about education. We're talking about a father that loves his kids. Ladies, why don't y'all just give us a chance sometimes when y'all mad at us about different reasons? Why don't you get to know the person? Two good boys, two brothers that ain't never met. Two brothers that could have actually ended up at the same school, North Crowley, that never met. Tyler got a grandmother that he never met. I understand that your mom had passed away before he died. Why wouldn't you not let him know his grandmother? What has his grandmother did to him? If you can get online and tell me one thing negative that I've ever done, then I'll eat this message. 75-year-old self off my phone. I see you call. Stop calling me. That's the problem right now. You're supposed to be a man. I'm over here talking about my kids, and you call them. What kind of man are you? Get off my phone. 77-year-old self need to be somewhere writing an album or something. Get off of my phone. Don't you see me talking? Why are you calling my phone? What do I want to talk to you for? I have to explain that. I'm on live talking. Call my phone. I hate to have to even act this way. Hate to have to act this way. But you know what pissed me off? I went to get my fishing license. I went to get my fishing license Thursday. Don't you know they suspended my fishing license? For my rear, just for Tyler? I called these folks. Man, me and these folks got into the worst argument you ever could get into. This story is unexplainable. Unexplainable. I'm thinking like this. You never told my son about me. Why are you still trying to ruin my life? Why wouldn't you let me go ahead and raise my other children if you chose to exit me from Tyler's life? But no. You have done everything possible to ruin me. No sense. No sense. And y'all think parent alienation, boy, I'm telling you right now, it's the realest thing in the world. It's the realest thing in the world. I never said there ain't no bad dads out there. It's a lot of bad dads out there. It's a lot of bad moms out there. But still, they don't give you the right to not let a child know who their parents are. It doesn't give you the right to do that. I don't understand it. Don't you know the bloodline that you cut off from a child by keeping that information away from them? Do you know how important that is? Why wouldn't a mama care about that? Why wouldn't a mama care about that? Let me just say this here. I want y'all to listen to this here. This is dealing with both situations. Man, I have went through so much. When I say so much dealing with this here, that it's depressing. It's very depressing. Very, very depressing. And hurtful too. You know what's really, really hurtful is that I can see a lot of pain in a lot of fathers' faces. I can see a lot of pain in a lot of fathers' faces that go through the same thing every day. You know, again, it's it's unfortunate that I have to bring my information to line. You know, I'm not bashing anybody. You ever heard me? I'm only talking about what I've been through. Again, if anything that I say, I say this and I say it well. Anything that I say, if I'm making it up a line about it, I want to be prosecuted in the highest fine and punished in the highest of jail time. You know, You know how hard it is to keep my family quiet over the years of that? But my family is respectful. You haven't heard any information on this. You know, my family was able to believe in me. They was able to support me and allow me to process this. Like I said, you know, this had nothing to do with this. This is for my children. Why would I argue a grandmother about money when my sons just lost their mother? That's not the time to argue about money. The focus is to try to somehow continue life and make it with the pain. And my son still haven't got over the pain of his mother. He takes those ashes with him everywhere he go on a plane, everywhere he goes, on a plane, everywhere. But it's hard to sit here and allow a grandmother to take hundreds and thousands of dollars in insurance money from children and not even be in their life. Social Security I don't even see how did you go down to Social Security and do that? When I went down to Social Security, they had made me, I had to go and get Caleb. I had to bring my son down there in order to be his payee for his survivor benefits. How did you go down there before me and get that paperwork? Who did your pay? See, that's what the problem is. And this is what's crazy. I filled out with the Social Security Administration fraud a year ago, September 2024. They haven't returned my call, but yet they issued checks to a grandmother that had no authority. They issued paperwork to a grandmother that took the paperwork and closed accounts and put herself over the payee of my youngest child. This is what happened. Andrew, I need you to call Caston and give him his mother's death information. Mortuary King. Mortuary King heard the story. I wouldn't even bring Mortuary King's name up if he didn't hear the grandmother say, what insurance policy? Chesapeake, we know what the insurance policy is. Andrew had to give it to us. Why wouldn't he not give you them kids' mother's information? He had to give them kids their mama's information. You mean to tell me you mad at Andrew for doing that? You mean to tell me you let Andrew hear you? You was on speakerphone. His whole staff heard you. Now, I never said Tree of Life was involved in that. It's just a lot of things happened at Tree of Life that shouldn't have went on. Her 27-year-old son should have been the informant. He should have been in there. Her husband should have been there. Why would her husband not even be at the funeral? What made a mother and an auntie take over burial arrangements to get checks sent to them? I don't know. I don't know. And yes, the insurance check has been paid out. And yes, it was in my son's name. We already called and verified that. So where did it go? Why did the insurance check go to your address, Granny? You don't even know this boy. He ain't live with you. You haven't talked to him in 6 years. This is your grandson. You mean to tell me you would not talk to your grandson in 6 years after he lost his mama, your daughter, over money? They whole family know. I ain't making this up. It's sad. You think I'm not going to bring this? My kids live through this every day. You think that my kid's mother, as good as she was, on her deathbed went to work every day for her children, and I'm going to let y'all allow and take it? You're crazy. Do you think I'm going to allow Tyler to go another day without knowing who his father is? I'm a good daddy. I'm a great father. It won't happen no more. It'll never happen. Dads, moms, we need to step up. We can't be quiet no more. We can't be. My kids on this live. I don't have to say anything that's live that they not listening to their daddy say. I love them and they love their daddy. They love their daddy because I'm going to talk right. You ever heard me be disrespectful on here? I could be so disrespectful knowing what I done been through. Wages just garnished. I can't even get a bank account. I bank with Chime and Cash Out because you know what? Bank account frozen all over Tyler's mom. But yet, you don't know who his dad is. How could Woodrow be the dad? How could Woodrow be the dad? And I'm doing his time. Wow. 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 Andrew, Tree of Life, I want you to know this here, man. This is nothing against you. My son called you about his mom's information. I mean, if this is the only way that I can reach you because he's called you several times, then I'll reach you from here. But Caston has called you. I'll send the text messages and post them if you don't return the call with him, because this is important. You're the only person that can change this death certificate right here. Why is his grandmother on this death certificate and not Caston? Why is everything? Why didn't he? You know, Caston, y'all went to school together. What's horrible that his grandmother set that funeral up so cold that her children didn't even ride in the family car. They had to drive their own car to their mama funeral. And you think I ain't mad as hell? It took me 6 years to break this out. 6 years because y'all was on a scam trying to steal some insurance money. The world? Whatever happened to the children? Whatever happened to the children? And I don't know what Tyler's mom was on. Were you dating Woodrow and me at the same time? Was I the side dude? Did I get tricked into this because I was playing basketball? Was I financial? And it turned out that it just went the wrong way. What is it? You would have to explain that. You will have to explain that to Tyler. And I wish you well when you do. I wish you well when you do. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I got two wonderful boys. All my children are great. Two wonderful boys that's being hurt so much by women that's supposed to love them. You don't love it. Do you? I hope y'all don't think Tyler went to the NFL because he has a great mom. No. It has nothing to do with his mother. Tyler's in the NBA, in the NFL because of him and because of the good graceness of God. I done seen kids go to the NFL that didn't have a mother. I done seen kids go to the NFL with terrible parents, as well as you can go with great parents. So it has nothing to do with parenting. Right now, we're talking about something way more important than that. Fatherhood, family. Why would you keep that from a child? Knowing who their father is, knowing who their mother is, when there's no dangerous situation involved. Why do we lie to children? Why do we take from children? Why is a dad third on the list? Somebody explain that. Explain that. You got a grandmother that think that she's so powerful that it'll be a cold day in hell before she let the insurance money that her daughter left for her kids go over to a daddy that's taking care of the kids. Where do you come up with that at? When do you come up with that? Come on. Oh, Michelle, we've been by Andrew's office plenty of times. He's totally ignoring my son. Yeah, totally ignore him. I sent a text message. We've been by Tree of Life. I told you something went wrong off in there. You got to understand. My ex-wife was married at the time that she was dead. Her husband didn't even come to the funeral. He didn't even sign in her burial arrangements. They had to wait for him because the grandmother and the auntie went up there to try to pre-plan whatever, and they couldn't even get the ashes because they had to look for the husband. Look on here. If you look on here, my ex-wife, she's buried Kimberly Lachey Holloway. She was married to a man named Coyer. How could you bury in Holloway? And she was married at the time because they was on some slickness. It was on some slickness. And it needs to be changed. My oldest son should have been on here. Why do he need to argue with people about his mother's information? It's serious. This is serious. I don't need to tell y'all no more. Again, I'm arguing with folks. These child support papers go back to 2006 all the way up to 2025 for Tyler. I didn't say he needed no money. I never said that. But he don't know his dad. What's up, Brandon? Man, you should have saw Bird last night. Caleb showed out playing Delaware University. Quarterback sack, 7 tackles. That's my son at Sam Houston State. I know I'm talking about. Great game last night. Yeah, I have a lot of support from people on here. A lot of support. And the support from the women is, oh my God, I wouldn't have never thought. That's why I'm on here right now. And I'm not gonna stop. Let me just say this here. I'm gonna get online every day until my kids get that insurance money from their grandmother. Because let me tell you this here. She had no control of it. She was never the beneficiary. None of that. It's already been proven. This was money stolen from a woman going down the Social Security Department presenting false information. Oh, no statute. Okay. Okay, that's what I need to know. Oh man, that's what I need to know. That's what I need to know. Man, I'm glad I brought it to boy, y'all don't even know how much I feel better. Oh boy, when Cowboys come on Sundays, man, I feel sick to my stomach. Oh, you watched it, Brandon? Yeah, when I tell you Caleb is doing great, man. When I tell you he going to the pro, you watch what I say. He will be in the NFL too with his brother Tyler. Both of them will be in the NFL. You watch. And y'all watch this here. Me and Tyler will meet, and we will be father and son visually where you can see it. And when we do, let me tell you this here. It's going to be for all the dads out there that's going through this here. If you done nothing wrong, trust me, your children don't hate you. They don't hate you. All you need to do is like me, speak up. We can't keep letting women do this. We can't. We cannot. Again, Caleb told me, Dad, when you get on here, you just be respectful. You tell me that ain't no good boy. I don't want to do anything against their grandmother, but this is unfair. 6 years and you haven't talked to that boy? Wow. Y'all took everything them kids got. Everything. That's unbelievable. And if you think I'm going to let Tyler go another day without knowing his dad been here, not trying to get back into his life. I've been in his life since day one. I let my son develop to be a grown man before I brought this to him. 24 years old, Tyler is now. A grown man. And as hurtful as I know this is going to be to him, I know being 24, he can stomach it and understand that his mom is a good mom, but still, she can make a mistake. So this has nothing to do with that. However they console their relationship has everything to do with them. I have no issues between Tyler's mother. I just don't understand why. Why? I've never done anything to you. I've always lived here in Fort Worth. I'm not broke. Why would you drag me through the mud like that? Just to look at her face in court when they sentenced me to jail and to see the smile on her face, wow, that's a hurting feeling. Then to read that his biological daddy is a Woodrow Jones, wow, that's a hurting feeling. Then to look at the end of the month to know I'm paying $600 a month for Woodrow Jones, that's a hurtful feeling. Currently, still paying child support. And I will continue to pay. I will continue. It ain't the fact of my obligations. It's just the fact that why he don't know. Why don't nobody know? Why would you name a guy as my son's biological father that's never been in his life, that's never helped you with him? You said yourself. I didn't say this. The article said you was a struggling single parent raising 2 boys. You wasn't a struggling single parent at all. And you've always had help there. You just never acknowledged it. You never acknowledged the help. Never acknowledged the help. Sad. When I say sad, it's sad. Sad, sad. I mean, wow, wow, wow. And then you sit around and you try to figure how in the world are you gonna get this out? Wow. Yeah, Brandon. She. I'm gonna tell you this here, Brandon. She almost broke me. She almost broke. Man, let me tell you how crazy this was. And Constable Sloan is a sheriff in Fort Worth. Really great guy. And it hurt him to his heart, man. That man had to come. I was doing a comedy show live, and Tyler's mother found out from on Facebook where I was at, and she sent the police to me. I'm telling you, when you miss court in contempt, boy, and they don't send you a letter, they don't even try to get you. They just, if you miss court, it's just that. But I was at my show in Constable Slows, man. He one of my Facebook friends, a very nice guy in Fort Worth, Texas, very guy. He had to come and arrest me. Yeah. And it hurt him too. It hurt him to have to arrest me for this issue here. And he know about it before Tyler was even a Dallas Cowboy. So it ain't an issue where it popped up. It ain't an issue where I'm coming to line because Tyler's fame and fortune. No, not at all. Again, my son's been playing for the Dallas Cowboys for the last 4 years. Do you think if I wanted anything, I'd have been this quiet? No. But these folks are messing with my life currently today. Driving license suspended. I didn't find that out till 2 days ago. I got my license. It's current, but they didn't suspended it on the telephone. Not even sending me to court, not even acknowledging that. Fishing license suspended. Didn't even give me no recognition of it. Hell, you gonna man, you can suspend my driving license. I don't give a damn. But suspend my fishing license? You crazy? What these folks is crazy. This woman ain't never acknowledged me. This woman has never acknowledged me. And if I was lying about anything, don't you think somebody will get on here and say something? I promise you, I have not lied about anything I said on here. I didn't say anything bad about Andrew at Tree of Life. Look at my son Caston on here. Do you think I'm lying? There go my son right there, Caston Holloway. You see him in the comments. You hear what he writing right there. Nothing. You think these kids gonna lie with me? Man, that grandmother took everything. She took them boys' mamas 401k. She emptied her account at EECU and Trinity Metro, the T. I don't know why y'all gave that insurance policy to her auntie and told her son to get out the office. Oh, y'all crazy. Y'all should have at least talked to him. That man lost his mama. He coming up there trying to find out about his mom's information, and y'all tell him y'all gonna call the police on him? Yeah, they suspended my fishing license. Shit, that's what I tripped on. That's how I found out about this. I'm going to get my fishing license last week, and it's suspended. And he telling me I need to call a number. I'm like, call a number for what? And this woman is suspending my fishing license. It's 2025, man. This woman live in a $700,000 house. Why are you messing with me? You messing with me because you want me to say something. Yeah, you want me to say something. It ain't no way in the world you wouldn't have went down to child support and took that off of me, knowing that you done lied to this boy all his life. You ain't never told Tyler I was his daddy, and I ain't never denied you for anything. Anything. Unbelievable. Yeah, boy, my son on here, Caston. I'm telling y'all, you think my son gonna jump on here? My son, Caston, 34 years old. You think he finna jump on me and defend me for his grandmother if I'm lying about anything? That woman took $500,000 in insurance money, and we ain't seen her yet. She going to jail. I swear she going to jail. She is going to jail. This is 6 years later, and you ain't did right. You ain't called them boys. You had no, she wasn't a beneficiary. She is going to jail. You didn't act like you was the payee for my youngest son, Caleb, and went and presented this false information that you and your friend at the Social Security office did. Oh, I know what happened. Your little buddy at the Social Security office, y'all did whoop something up together. See, when they come back and they find out whoever did your file, you know them. And y'all even called each other and explained this, because it ain't no way in hell you could have went to Social Security office and got payee over my youngest son without having him there, because I'm his daddy and they made me bring him. But when I went down there, the case was already open, y'all. His grandmother had went down there 2 weeks before she gave me a death certificate to go down there and never told me. You know why she went down there? Because she got that paperwork to show that she was the payee over my son to be able to go and close them accounts and get that insurance. Lord have mercy, woman, you did all that to go to jail? You did all that to go to jail. You can't work together like whoever was at the Social Security office that did that application. Y'all going to jail too? That's a grandmother there. She had no rights down at the Social Security Department when his daddy is up and living. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something here. I don't care what kind of info, what process goes at the Social Security Department. If y'all interrogated me like that, you should have did her. Man. Yeah, she going to jail. I know she going. That's why I wait. You think I want to send that lady to jail? I don't even know why she's doing this to her grandkids. Yeah, she is going to jail. I wish Tyler's mom could be punished too for parent alienation. Because how can you go 24 years lying to a kid about their daddy that lives less than a mile away from them? A mile away. You know me, you know where I'm at. Wow. I'm playing basketball overseas, girl. I ain't playing for the Mavericks. What kind of money did you think I was making to run a game on me and Woodrow? And Woodrow, why haven't you contacted me, man? Woodrow, you're the person that really probably I need to talk to. I'll sleep better if I talk to you, Woodrow Jones, because evidently a game was ran on you too, because it ain't no way in the world that she could list me as the biological father, and my son is out there playing his butt off and a superstar, and I ain't never been in a news article, ain't never shot a picture, she sent you to daddy. You can talk. Why you ain't said nothing? Why there ain't no information on Woodrow? Somebody tell me why right now. Why there ain't no information on that boy's daddy? But they got his name, and why he ain't said nothing. As tough as that boy, man, y'all gonna make me mad now. As tough as he is, why ain't that daddy stepped up and said something? Your name listed as the biological daddy. What kind of game you and that woman running on me, man? Is you getting my child support money? Woodrow, is you spending my child support money? Y'all done ran the game. Y'all done ran the game. Game over. Game over. You think y'all done ran a game on me? Granny, game over. Mama, game over. Y'all game is over. Get Andrew on here. Andrew will tell you the story. This ain't against Andrew. This ain't against Tree of Life. I buried my sister in November with Tree of Life. So if I had something against them, I wouldn't have done that. But this is where it started at. Kids didn't even get to ride in the family car at their own mama funeral. Wow. But that's a story that never been told, because that's what a father do. He keep it all inside. Man, there's a lot of fathers out here, man. Y'all better listen to their story. I didn't say every dad's a good dad, and I never said every mom's a good mom. But just because every dad is not a good dad doesn't mean every dad got to be treated the same. I never said that. Taking them kids' money. Wow. It makes no sense. No sense. But I'm going to tell y'all today, this is my promise. My promise to y'all. I am going to fight as hard as a father can fight. You've never seen it. Yes, Scotty, you already know, buddy. I called Andrew. Andrew would not call casting back about his mama's information, that burial information. Mr. Heiser, ain't he in the burial information? Trying to get money. I guess that's how she ended up at the T, trying to claim insurance money, because you done threw yourself in the burial information and her 27-year-old son ain't nowhere to be found. What are y'all doing up at these funeral homes stealing money? You know that ain't right. Y'all know that ain't right. It ain't right. It's not right. And we're going to fix this today. I was a stand-up guy. Without a paternity test, without signing a birth certificate, I took responsibility of my son, Tyler. I didn't have to check his mama. But look what happened to me. Lost a wife, career, all on the word of a woman. A woman that had no plans to ever allow me to be the father of my son. Wow. 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 Unbelievable. You would think that a grandmother and a mother are protectors. You would think that you could go to a grandmother for anything. Boy, is money that important? Is money that important? Money is important over love. And I saw that. And I saw, because I'm so hurt that my children's grandmother, just threw their relationship away over money. I can't make this up. I know Scotty, and I respect Andrew over at Tree of Life. And I hope that he will do the right thing by my sons and give them that information that they need to fully go against the grandmother, because she has committed fraud on this death certificate right here, and she's committed fraud at the Social Security Department. Dang. I can see if you stole the money and tried to do right. You took that money and was gone. Gone. And I got the messages. One thing you better not do is come on here and say I'm lying, because I got every message, every screen message, every voice. You know that my sons are recording you. Every voice message, everything. So you can't say you're lying, just like Andrew won't come on here and say it. Because Andrew know when we went to the Tree of Life, we was recording that day of you on the phone. We was talking to his grandmother, and for her to say it's no insurance policy. There was never an insurance policy. What are y'all talking about? And Andrew's right there looking at it. He's looking at it. It's right there in his face. He's looking at an insurance policy from Kim Holloway. But you sitting on the phone 6 years later saying there's no insurance policy, and it's been cashed and sent to your address. Wow, man. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I guess this is just a game. I guess it's just a game. Game. Woman had cancer, man. This woman had cancer. She fought a long fight, 10 years with cancer. 10 years. Andrew is on there. He's the man on the notary down there. It's here. He know what happened. This ain't a secret. I told you to personally talk to him several times. My son has texted him several times. Several, with no callback. Why wouldn't you not give him his mama's death information? Why wouldn't you not help him change his name to the informant where it was supposed to be? You have none of that. His grandmother never should have been there. You knew what time it was when you heard her on the phone say what insurance policy. The minute you heard her say what insurance policy, you should say, Caston, come on back here so I can help you. You know that. I don't have to explain that to you. If you call yourself the mortuary king, I don't know no mortuary king make no mistake like that. How many times has that been done before? That's what we need to know now. We may need to go back looking at records, because insurance policies could have been sent out to the wrong person. Just like it was in my case. And I would have never knew that. It took 6 years later to know that when a person is the beneficiary, nobody knows it. It's just sent to the address of the informant. So you don't really know who the beneficiary is, especially if it's a minor. We talk about in the minor. And insurance companies should do a lot better in that. Why would you have a minor's check being picked up or a minor's check being sent over the internet without, a thorough investigation of that? Why would you not have that? Why would you just send hundreds of thousands of dollars out to an address, to a bank account for a minor and not even see the minor? That's crazy. Yeah, living will and trust is the thing. But the crazy thing about it, my youngest son, Caleb, was the beneficiary. It was just at the fact of the time when his mom died, he was a minor. And of course, I'm the dad. And of course, if I'm the dad and he's my son, he's going with me. So what that means? The money going with me. Who want to see that? Nobody. Who want to see that? Nobody. Why would you even get involved with that money? He was never over there living with you anyway. He's never lived with you before. You never had to financially take care of him. Now we're going to speak facts. I told you, if I lie about anything that I say on this live, I hope to be prosecuted by jail time and fine. My son is right there. Yeah, I don't think you don't hear him lie to him. This is our oldest son, 34 years old. How they overpassed him as a man. I just told you, a woman can say and do anything, whether she right or wrong, and nobody care. Nobody care. You can't just take something from children. You can't just make up who somebody daddy is and punishing a whole nother person for money. You can't send nobody. Where we start doing this at? Where we start doing this at? Where do we start doing this at? Come on. This boy is 24 years old and don't even know who his daddy is. Why would he not know who his dad is? Why would a mother keep that from him? Why? But this is a father juggling two different situations all at one time. And you think I ain't going through it? Yeah, I'm going through it. But at the end of the day, the burden that's going to be lifted off my chest after the day, you would never understand. And I'm going to fight for dads. I'm going to fight for moms that's going through the same thing I'm going through. Because this is not a dad issue. This is a dad and a mom. It's moms out there going through the same thing that I'm going through. So don't think that I'm against moms. No. I'm talking about right. This is right. If I was a bad guy, and if I was sitting here today speaking to y'all, and I know that I've done something wrong, I know that I've not been there, I know that they've called me and I said, no, I know, then I wouldn't have anything to say. It's just like I'm trying to jump on the ride. No. Let's stop. Let's rewind this. We're going to get them kids that insurance money. I promise you we're going to get them kids that insurance money. And me and Tyler will make a video together. I know a lot of y'all, the naysayers about, well, you got to give him time. I don't have to give my son no time. I've never done nothing wrong to him. He never done nothing wrong to me. That's my son. I'm his daddy. When you go to talking about time, that's why we're in a broken system and family. You crazy. You're crazy. That's my son. What, I got to give him another 24 years before somebody go and tell him when he's 50 that I'm his dad and that I've always been there? Nah. He's always had a dad. He's always had a grandmother. He's got brothers. He got a family. Why would we keep that from him? We won't keep that from Tyler no more. No. This is crazy, y'all. Let me tell you how crazy this is. We have a superstar, Tyler Smith, Dallas Cowboys, born and raised in Fort Worth, Texas. You don't get no story like that. That's only God. God placed Tyler's name in the Dallas Cowboys lottery pick. This story was supposed to be told. Boy, God is amazing. Do you look at me now? You look at me. You would have never, ever in your life knew I carried this pain on my shoulders. That's what a strong God will do for you. I've never met in my life a person more amazing than God when you're looking for strength. And let me tell you this here. God say vengeance is his. So I didn't have to be ugly against my son's grandmother. I didn't have to be ugly against Tyler's mom. I left it to God. And God, in a blink of an eye, unveiled everything. I would have never knew about the insurance policy my ex-wife left her 2 boys if my sister wouldn't have passed away in November and we went to Tree of Life to have her buried. As sad as that was, it came something good out of it. I would have never knew about that until we buried my sister last year. I wouldn't have never knew. Tyler never knew I was his dad all these years until he got drafted by the Dallas Cowboys and information had to come out about him. You see how God works? Do you see how God works? You can't get over him. You cannot get around him. And he gonna show up at the right time. Both of my boys are okay. Tyler is an all-star NFL football player, and Caleb is a D1 superstar. And in 2 years, will join his brother in the NFL. I tell you this here. I tell you this here. I have no animosity between nobody. Only thing that I want to know is this: why can't we just get along? The black race, we got to come together. We got to do better. We got to do better. If you're a single mom out there, you're doing it yourself, do it. There's no need to bash anybody about what you're supposed to be doing. If you're a single dad and you're out there doing it yourself, do it. There's no sense to bash anybody. These are our children. Bashing doesn't make the situation any better. It doesn't. It doesn't. We have to be strong, y'all. We have to. We lost our community in the black race, man. We have really lost community. We just do anything to each other. And we need to get aside that and get back strong. The world is tearing us apart, y'all. Tearing us apart slowly, slowly, slowly. And we need to stand up and get it back together. And like I said to this day, I'm going to go on record standing there for every father out there that's been alienated against. Parent alienation is real. There's no way in the world a child could be 24 years old living on this earth in the same city as his dad, not even a mile away, and not know who his father is. There's no way in the world that a kid could live 24 years and be lied to about who his dad name is, a bloodline behind that, heritage behind that. Yes, I know it. A lot of people go and say, you go in with go and exercise your right. I just told you right here at court order. We got court orders here. So it ain't a thing where I'm just coming out of the blue trying to come up with something. I've never, ever been allowed. Try to take that to a court and say that you ain't getting your parent rights and see what they tell you. You don't have enough money to fight for 50-50 custody. You don't have enough money to go in child support and win against a mother that already put in her mind she don't want you there. You can't beat a mother that then decided that. You don't have enough money to fight a mother that's against you in child support court because you're going against a mother and a system now. You can't. But I want y'all to just pray for my boys. Pray for Caston. Pray for Caleb. Pray for Tyler. They need your prayer. And with prayer, watch this work out. It's going to work out. And I'm going to share this with y'all, and I'm going to keep y'all updated because I promise you, you'll see me and Tyler in a video. I promise you, those boys are going to get that insurance money. Again, this has nothing to do. I know I said Andrew the Mortuary King, called his name several times. I never said Andrew had anything to do with this. The thing that I said was, Andrew, my son has called you several times and texted you about his mom's burial information and about getting that death certificate changed, and you have totally ignored him. You are the person that can fix that, Andrew, because you are the person that sent it off. You got the incorrect information that you know from the grandmother. You can change that. Andrew, if you the mortuary king, stand up. Stand up and change it. Make your video and tell them that I'm telling the truth and you knew nothing about how the grandmother came off in there. You tell the truth about how my ex-wife was married at the time and they went over her husband and kept him away from it. I want you to tell the truth so that people know when they bury in their family that this insurance information is important. It's very important. And you are a person that can school them on that. You should want to. It's important. Why wouldn't you want to educate them on that? Why wouldn't you? Do that for my sons. You knew their mother. You went to school with Caston. Why wouldn't you help him get what their mother left him? Their grandmother had no rights to take that money illegally like that. She was not the beneficiary. We already know that. We know that. Please, Andrew, help my boys. Please do the right thing. Please. Please, somebody help me get somebody where I can, talk to, about this here. And as for Tyler, all I want to do is for him to get this video and get this information. I have no animosity towards his mom. You know, I don't know her. She don't know me. I don't know why she did this. It's done now. Everything that God put me through, locking me up, stripping me from my basketball career, it was all in his plans for today. And I can't be mad at God. What I know now, I got two boys, two healthy, handsome gentlemen that I'm in their life and I need to be in their life. And I will continue to fight for them. I will continue to fight for them. I'm glad I was able to get on here and weep and moan with y'all because I know y'all was like, boy, ain't no way in the world this boy here that could be that boy's dad. Man, ain't no way in the world. Yeah. But that's what a good dad will do. A good dad will take that hurt and he'll shut his mouth. But how long? How long are we supposed to stay quiet? I got children affected by this. It's not fair for an adult to hurt children like this. It's not fair. And if anything that I said tonight on this live, if I lied or made it up, I hope to be punished in the highest of jail time and fine. Please help my children. Please help my boys. Bring justice to my boys. Bring justice to Tyler. Bring justice to Caleb. Bring justice to Caston. They deserve it. I deserve it. To all the people that didn't got in my inbox and prayed with me, man, I thank y'all. I thank y'all. Y'all are the reason. Y'all are the reason why I'm able to do this. I want y'all to hashtag my son, Tyler and Caston. Tyler and Caleb Holloway. Caleb said Sam Houston State, and we know what Tyler is. All you guys out there, my friends out there, if you don't have a 73 jersey on, knowing that boy born and raised in Fort Worth, Texas, and a superstar on the Dallas Cowboys, you ain't my friend. Y'all going around wearing number 11, 4, 88, and you 300 pounds in them tight jerseys, and you got big 73 coming out of Fort Worth, all-star blocking, and you ain't supporting that boy, y'all crazy. Let's support the hometown. Let's support him. Let's show Tyler that we're proud of him because he's born and raised here. Why wouldn't we lift Tyler up? A Dallas Cowboys born in Dallas, Fort Worth, born in Fort Worth, Texas. Let me take that back. Born in Fort Worth, Texas. And he ain't at the highest of our list. Come on. He's not on a city bus. Come on. We should be praising that young man. I'm disappointed that we have a superstar in our town and we don't praise him enough. I'm happy to come on here today and share this story. There's a father, there's a mother out there that needed to hear this and need to know we're not a lost cause. We're not a lost cause. We're not. We're not. Tell you crazy, girl. I know. I just want y'all to know I love y'all. I love y'all. I'm telling you I love y'all. Over my career as a stand-up comic, over my career as a basketball player, y'all been very supportive with me. So it wasn't a thing for me to come on and share this private thing with y'all. Y'all are my strength. And sometimes you need a person to go to. You can get a lot built up in you and things can happen. Bad things can happen if you don't release it out. But I was happy to share this with y'all today. Hashtag Tyler Smith, let him know. His father's out here. His father love him. I've been here. And I'm ready to meet him. You hashtag Caleb Holloway, Sam Houston State, 42 linebacker. You watch and see 2 years. I'm going to have 2 in the NFL. God is good. I love them boys. I love y'all. Y'all pray for my family. I definitely will.
Sometimes you're going to see that. Sometimes it's not that easy. You'll go blind real quick. I keep it on me, you know how I'ma clutch it too. 40 on me, you know how a nigga gone. I ain't trusting on no nigga, you know me is true. Mama say she love a nigga, you know how she said though. I'm that nigga come to him, you know how I be. Still that, always be that. I don't fuck with them and I'm a cheat. All them niggas perpetrating, you know how I never Jack City I'm that nigga, I swear to God, I'm a fucking shit. Never been no bitch, you know that's me. I don't play them games, these niggas play cause I'm a cheat. It's time to get it in, you know just how I'm gonna be. Give me 1 bitch, give me 2, might as well, give me 3. I've been snuggling on the block for a minute. Only niggas play the guard like I'm a thug, but they know just how it be. I've been getting to the money, all them niggas hate on me. Riding around foreign whips, they know how it fucking be. Niggas know the sincere, special K, I been a G. Walk up in the club, bag of bitches, might take home 3. She say she in love with me, cause I'm a god, that's how it be. And I walk around this bitch and all eyes be on me. Love me cause she know my life is so different, pay the price, I'm that god. She say she want a real nigga, and I'm that boss. I don't play no games, nigga, he could get lost. With them fishes, nigga. I'm a ball, yeah, take it easy on that nigga, you know how I be. Jersey young nigga, I'm that nigga, always been a kid. Jumped up in a Hummer, hit, cocked it by 3. Told that bitch to bring that BMW back here to me. Ain't no playing games, And when it's time to get it in, I don't play with you niggas, I ain't got no friends. I be doubling up the codes to go up I-20 again. To bring back 20, the kilos, I'm gonna win. All them niggas hate a real hustler, I'm gonna get it though. I ain't worked a day in my life, you gotta feel me though. Chasing dough, every day a bitch wanna see me though. Say I'm living like she on my dick cause she love me though. I'm a type nigga that a nigga wouldn't step to. Keep a cat on the hip in case a nigga